So hey guys, this is Raccoon City Survivor. I'm here with a different type of video. This time I'm reviewing a screenplay that Shan Ming, a friend of mine, also one of the first subscribers of the first channel, sent me. So shout out to Shan Ming. If you're listening to this, thank you for sending me this. It was awesome reading it. So basically guys, this is a retelling of Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 3, rather in a more Resident Evil 6 approach. So you might already be confused about it, but let me explain it. There is a lot of characters here, and the mansion itself has changed, and there is a new enemy introduced, and everything is action-packed, because there is a lot of characters here, unlike what we saw from Resident Evil 1 2002. I'm sure it's gonna be worth your time at the end, because it has a couple of, interesting plot twists, and it has an interesting type of ending, so be sure to stick till the end, because I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. And by the way, I'll leave my email down in the description as well as a link to my Discord server. So if you want to contact the author himself, Shan Ming, he is in my Discord server, and you can also contact him via email. So let's not hesitate anymore and get right into it. So the screenplay starts in a rather Resident Evil 3 remake type. Jill is in her apartment and comes out of the shower, and this is when Chris calls her and tells her that she has to be in RPD soon. So she dresses up and moves to RPD. Here is where we are introduced to all of the characters in the movie. So the characters are Jill, Wesker, Chris, Barry, Brad, Richard, Rebecca, Enrico, Forest, Kenneth, Mikhail, Nikolai, Carlos, Murphy, Tyrell, and Gelzer. Okay, I know how you feel. I felt that way at the beginning, but let's continue. Wesker comes in and says that there has been some reports about some homicides popping up around the outskirts. So the teams pack their things up and leave the RPD to go to the outskirts. So there's some well-chosen music picked here. I mean, he made a playlist and sent me them of all the music that he's gonna use in this movie. I don't know if it is actually gonna turn into a movie or not, but the music that firstly plays is Don't Fear the Reaper. So the main thing that happens here is that Chris and Jill hop onto a suburb and go to the outskirts to investigate on the dead bodies, and we see other STARS members practice shooting in the shooting range. So basically this is a montage of them doing their things, investigating, practicing, and also the music playing at the background. Squad moves to the outskirts and starts searching the dead bodies after they breach different houses, and they examine the dead bodies. And at the same time, we see shooting range in practice as a montage. And the montage ends here, and Chris and Jill are talking about the situation as they decide to report back to Wesker because the shift is over. This is gonna be a long video, so I have to go through them fast and keep everything intact and give you enough information about it. So let's continue. We see STARS gather in the office once more and they report. As they talk, Rebecca suggests that they have to search the mansion on the northwest because most of the dead bodies came from there. So that is what they do. So Jill returns to her apartment and takes a shower. And when she comes out, the announcer on TV starts talking about police still searching for Billy Cohen, who has gone missing. So this is another reference to Resident Evil 0. This is when Richard calls Jill and tells her to come to RPD because apparently they have to go to the mansion earlier. So as Wesker arrives, he starts talking about a mission brief as he sends Bravo team on an investigation on a derailed train, probably Billy Cohen. And they have to report back in 1 hour, but 2 hours pass and Wesker and others go to the mansion because Bravo team isn't responding. So they find a crash site and they start investigating on the chopper that was wrecked. They search an area in circles and they find a wrecked chopper. But this is when Joseph finds a handgun attached to a hand, and at the same time we see a first-person view of a creature approaching Joseph. And Joseph shoots it and it is revealed to be a Cerberus. The zombie dogs from all Resident Evil games, I guess. So another music plays and it is terror time. Now, all these STARS members shoot at the creatures before a hunter shows up and it starts swinging claws at Chris and Joseph. And it barely injures Chris and injures Joseph badly. Chris and Barry help Joseph by giving him a medical care, but as they fight, Joseph gets eaten alive by a pack of Cerberus. So this is when it starts getting really intense, because I have to say, in this screenplay, you're gonna see things like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead, because a lot of people that you don't even think of are gonna get killed. So stick till the end, I'm not gonna spoil it right now. So let's continue. They start running towards the mansion when they see Brad flying in the sky. So the team sees a chopper drop in a canister. A tall creature in black suit comes out. Nemesis. I know you weren't expecting this, but let's continue. Nemesis comes out of that canister, Mr. X theme plays, and I'm a fan of this one because Mr. X's theme is way better than Nemesis' theme. So Nemesis grabs Edward with a tentacle and Forest saves him with a grenade. Mr. X theme stops and terror time again continues. The team runs for the mansion and the doors are solid iron and everyone has to push to get the doors open. So they get inside and close the door. And Nemesis is left behind the doors and start wailing at the doors, but now they think they're safe, but we all know they are not. So everyone is here except for Joseph. They talk about Joseph's death and they understand that the door is not gonna hold Nemesis forever, so they decide to team up. Chris and Rebecca, Barry and Wesker, Kenneth and Edward, Gelzer and Mikhail, Carlos and Nikolai, Jill and Murphy, Enrico and Tyro. Each team goes to a different area that Wesker ordered. This is another difference. There are 3 floors in the mansion, unlike the original game that there was only 2. Well, Shan Ming told me that there are 18 characters here, so to keep them busy in the mansion, it has to be like 3 floors. So let's continue. Chris, Rebecca, and Richard and Kenneth go to the 2nd floor in a dining room and the balcony, where they start investigating and a zombie opens a door and enters. Everyone is shocked. Kenneth throws an acid round onto the zombie and the zombie's skin turns red and the zombie overly turns into Crimson Head and charges for Chris and Rebecca, and the 4 members start shooting the Crimson Head to death. Jill and Murphy enter the room to check on the others and they explain what happened. Nemesis shouts, "Stars!" and the zombies start to crawl in. Nemesis jumps in and they start emptying their mag on him. Well, the Nemesis grabs Kenneth and he drops a round of acid on his head, but he is too exhausted to move, so he is grabbed by a pack of zombies and he is eaten alive. Well, Kenneth is killed here too. Now, let's continue. The fight continues in the 1st floor, where Mr. X theme continues and Nemesis punches Chris, and Chris barely dodges it, and Nemesis breaks the grandfather clock. Jill and Murphy want to help, but they are blocked by hunters, and Jill empties mag after mag on hunters, finishing them off. And this scene actually ends here. We see Richard and Forest walk into a dark hallway with their guns ready in their hands, but suddenly all windows break and crows flood in. Forest stuns them all with a flashbang. They continue to walk into a darker room with webs everywhere. They started talking like, "What is this?" And this is when a giant spider jumps on Richard, pinning him to the ground, and spits poisonous acid on his shoulders. Forrest shoots Spider to death, and he helps Richard stand up, and even more spiders drop down from the ceiling. And Forrest shoots incendiary rounds with his grenade launcher, and he is only down to flashbangs now. He has no more incendiary rounds. A hunter jumps in, and Forrest uses a flashbang, plus his shotgun to kill the hunter. And they start moving on when they go to a safe place, which is like a 2-straight library in an L-shaped type room. So this scene ends too. We cut to Gelzer and Mikhail in a dustier dark room with a fireplace, where the giant snake attacks the two. The two start shooting, but to realize that the guns wouldn't work on him. They have to wait for the snake to open his mouth. The snake charges for Mikhail and Gelzer pushes him away and gets eaten alive and cries out in pain. So Gelzer is killed too. Mikhail picks Gelzer's Colt revolvers and shoots after the snake charged again. The snake recoils and attacks again. We can hear unknown gunshots, and it is revealed to be Carlos and Nikolai. They continue emptying mag after mag on the snake as they talk. Mikhail talks about himself being a failure because Gelzer is dead because of him. Nikolai, Mikhail, Carlos press on further into the mansion. When this scene ends, we're back onto Chris, Jill, and Rebecca. They are still dealing with the Nemesis, and Jill is dealing with the pack of hunters. She is actually using martial arts to slowly make her way down into the 1st floor, where Chris and Rebecca are doing a little fist/knife/tentacle fight. We can hear some unknown gunshots, and it is revealed to be Murphy, who helps Chris and Rebecca. Chris, Rebecca, and Murphy go to the 2nd floor, where they find Jill emptying her MAC-10 at hunters, but Murphy is injured, and the 3 get him to a safe place in a medical room. On the 2nd floor, we can see a view of Edward's 6, where we see Nemesis towering on him from behind, grabbing Edward with his tentacles and killing him. Edward actually chokes on his own blood, and we can see Edward's blood dropping down on the floor, and there is a spinning camera scene like Game Over from top to down where Nemesis walks over Edward and leaves him dead. Well, Chris and Jill start splitting up after leaving Rebecca and Murphy in that medical room. It's now Nemesis and Jill. Jill goes to a nearby room where she finds a lever-action rifle, and Nemesis comes in, and Jill starts shooting at him with the rifle, also decapitating one of his tentacles. Jill leaves the room to the next hallway where she finds a diary or / memo of the name Keeper. So these memos are here as well, just like all Resident Evil games, but this time as a flashback / voiceover thing. So let's see what it is. 3 men are playing poker: Keeper, Steve, and Elias. Elias leaves and Steve wins. The Keeper walks into a hallway where a researcher asks him to help him with some research, obviously. And the researcher is not revealed, is yet unknown. So we see them feed a pig to a creature, and we see all kinds of sounds of tearing the pig into parts, bones start cracking and stuff, you know what I'm saying. The creature eats the pig. The next morning, Scott gives the Keeper a suit, but Keeper's back hurts like hell. A doctor checks on Keeper, and his back is revealed to be pretty bad, but he can still sleep. A couple of days pass, and the Keeper's flesh gets rotten as hell, even more than his back a couple of days ago. Steve goes to his cell, but the Keeper is revealed to be a zombie right now. He rips into Scott's flesh, eating his guts, saying "itchy tasty." So another reference here. Okay, we fade out of that voiceover / memo thing. We see Jill approach a door as she is shocked, but the Keeper enters saying "itchy tasty," and while Jill finishes him off. Stars. Nemesis can be heard from far. He enters the hallway and Jill tries emptying her FN Minimi, but he grabs it and breaks it. She uses her lever-action rifle, but Nemesis bends it over so it's not usable anymore. She's down to his pistol as she walks back and shoots slowly, and we hear an unknown gunshot, and it is revealed to be Barry. Jill tries to escape, but is grabbed by a leg with a tentacle, but Chris decapitates the tentacle, and the trio go to the dining room. So that was it for this video. I know it was a different video on this channel. I just wanted to have more variety in my videos, and so this was the first part of the review of the screenplay I just told you. So guys, if you want to contact the author himself or even download the PDF file, you can just go to my Discord server or contact Shan Ming himself and let me know what you think about this. This screenplay is like 124 pages of content and probably a 2.5 hours movie. And I'm probably gonna be continuing creating the next episodes of reviewing this. So I'm gonna stop the video right now and we'll see you in the next video. I'm a Raccoon City survivor, and as always, thanks for watching.